Well, hello there to my Leos. This is Queen Amora coming to you with your general reading, Leos. Okay, let's get into. Okay, today will be better. Okay, you got two cards that came out. Okay, just to try to jump out the deck. Today will be better than I expect in high vibrations only. All right, alrighty. Hopefully everybody's getting a chance to see all the nice decorations that people are putting out on their front lawns and stuff, wherever you live, right? So if you're driving through your neighborhood or just happen to be riding through, maybe you're taking a transportation service or something, like a Uber or Lyft or something like that, you're seeing all the effort that people are putting into the holiday season. Hopefully that is cheering some of you all up or putting you all in high vibrational mood, right? So let's get into it. Let's see what's going on here. Let me see which cards I'm grabbing. Where's my other deck? I'm trying to see which deck I want to use here, because I got to be careful about the images that's on these cards here too. Some of the cards that I can use on this side that I can use on the Patreon side that I can't use on this side because interesting images. So anyway, let's get into it, Leos. Let's get into it. Sending you all lots of love and light. Lots of love and light. What's the current situation, Source, for my Leos? I've already prayed and asked Source for clarity over your energy, but yeah, high vibrations only. Today will be better than you expect. Speaking into existence. All right, let's go. All right. So you've emptied yourself out, right? Emptied yourself out. Here we have the hanged woman here, right? So looking at your cards here, once you have, and this could be hangman or hanged woman, by the way, you made a lot of sacrifices, in other words, right? You've emptied yourself out in love. So in terms of like illusions and confusions, right? Talking to you wherever Leo is in your birth chart. So once you made all these sacrifices, you feel like, okay, you've emptied yourself out emotionally, right? In love, in a variety of ways, because Neptune connects us with Pisces, and Pisces is a water sign. It rules 12th house, right? So you really could have emptied yourself out. We're not talking about a Pisces, just so we're crystal clear. I mean, could be a Pisces, could be involved in something, but you have a 12th house. Pisces just happens to rule 12th house. You rule 5th house, right? So you took a gamble on something. You decided, I'm going to empty myself out. I'm just going to empty whatever your gifts out. And Neptune speaks to the planet Neptune we're talking about, right? We're talking about the planet Neptune. That's what the hangman or hanged woman in this case is, Neptune. Which is, it's also an outer planet as well. Neptune connects us with the day of the week. No day of the week. There's really no day of the week that's allotted to it. It's a generational planet, right? It connects us with the color sea green, right? I guess this is kind of like sea green here, right? But it connects us with imagination and transcendence, idealism, romance, sacrifice, chaos and disintegration, spiritualism, a desire to transcend, a longing for bliss, escapism, imagination, spiritualism, dreams and fantasies. You could have felt like you emptied yourself out in all of those areas, right? A desire to move beyond the material world into limitless imagination. You could have really felt like, okay, you emptied everything out. Like whatever a person could imagine, you pulled out all the stops, right? You took people to a whole nother level, right? In the spirit realm, right? Somebody was on a natural high with you. You could have laid it all out on the line, right? Here we have the Nine of Wands. The challenge is that when you do all of that in the spiritual realm, the creator can take them higher, right? So you're not in competition with the creator. That's the challenge there. The Nine of Wands here is that you can choose, because it's two sides of the wands, two sides of fire here. So you're not in competition you're not competing with the sun, right? You're ruled by the sun, but you're not basically not the only bright spot in people's lives, just like other people are not the only bright spot in your life, right? So I feel like looking at your cards here, you could have poured out everything to somebody, right? And something could have still ended. This is you right here. You could feel like, okay, you took people higher than they've ever been in their lives. You could have said, hey, look, this is what you could have with me, right? You could have they could have had access to more, like the biggest house they've ever seen in their life. Like they could literally roller skate through your living room, and like it's a roller skating rink. Your house could really be that big, right? And for them, they may be like, oh my God, I've never seen a house this big. Or you could have access to all the cars, all of this, all of that, right? And like I said, you could have taken them high, but it sounds very familiar to you. This is a familiar spirit. It sounds very familiar to you. It sounds like when the devil took your spirit to the top of a mountain and said, if you would just bow down to me, I'll give you all these things, right? And again, this is not Bible class, just so we're crystal clear, right? I think everybody's read the stories, right? So you could take somebody on a natural high, like, okay, we'll go, whatever you like to do, you want to go on a mountain climb, let's go do that. Let's go do this, let's go do that, right? You want to go skydiving, let's go do so. But this is a challenge for someone. So today will be better than you expect. And if something is meant to be, it's meant to be. If it's not, it's not. That's what somebody's going to have to get to. You're trying to live a softer life. You've sacrificed everything. You've made many sacrifices. Your ancestors made a lot of sacrifices for you to be where you are, whoever you are, right? So here's a distant past here. Yeah, so the distant past is that somebody used to just do things in a meditative state, right? That's what you have in common, is the distant past is that you and somebody could have done something in a meditative state, right? So you could have felt like you covered all your bases there, right? All four corners there. What I'm looking at here is when people are trying to go to another level spiritually, it's like somebody's looking for consistency. That's what I'm looking at here. Somebody's looking at consistency. Because 4 is stability. Like in numerology, 4 is stability. Like somebody has been looking for stability. Somebody don't want somebody to just take them up to the highest mountain. And somebody wants somebody to be that's going to be consistent. Like somebody who's going to be consistent, like in love, right? Be consistent in love. Like your love language could be different than somebody else's love language. Whoever this is, somebody's love language, y'all love language is still something is still kind of off. Whoever this energy is. So you could be like, I could take you here, I could take you there. I'm going to empty out the vault for you. I'm going to take you places you've never been before. You can't even pronounce the places I can take you to. They sitting here using their fingers to pronounce it. Like breaking up words, right? Okay, hold on now. Is this vibra, T on is? Child, until somebody came and said, no, child, the word is vibrations, right? But Source is trying to help somebody to learn how to recognize that when people have emptied themselves out and really, really said, okay, spiritually, they want to go higher. They've already had a period of isolation with just being by themselves, single. 9 is a single digit, it's the last single digit, right? Before you get to 10, right? So some people need some time. They need time to kind of sort of meditate on some things. They've already emptied themselves out. They're like, nah, you could have emptied yourself out. You could literally be sitting there with, the blood is rushing to your head. And so there's nothing you can do except just really, really give it over to, give something over to Source, right? So So you could have talked and talked and talked. This is you right here. So the polarity of Sagittarius would be Gemini, right? You could have talked to people's family. You could have said, I really love this person. I really love them. You know, what do I do? I mean, I feel like I'm giving a right arm, a right leg. I didn't turn myself upside down. My head is hurting. It's spinning, y'all. I don't know what to do. I don't know. I didn't reached out to this psychic. I didn't talk to the priest. I went to the church house, the hen house, the dog house, the outhouse. I went everywhere. I just don't know what else to do. Then source says you're going to have to take it to whoever your source is. That's who you're going to have to talk to. You have to talk to your source, whoever your source is, because people are not your source. We're all resources. So that's where you're going to have to take it to. Number 4. You're going to take it to, that's who you're going to talk to. 4 is, instead of talking to people who believe that they are your God and we are not each other's gods, you're going to take it to whoever you believe in a higher power is for you. That's how you're going to have to take it there. That's what you're going to have to take it to. You're going to have to talk to somebody else. But yeah. There's a devil card. Yeah. Because the recent past, people have been accused of being chained to the devil. Yeah. People have been told that they high on, you know, some kind of plants. They've been told that they are lustful spirits after they have poured everything out to people. They've been told that they was high, they was drunk, they was weird and strange and different, that they, you know, they were the devil incarnate. They were told all of this after pouring out everything to people. So they said they ain't going back. And forget that. They said they are not going back. So they don't put their trust, whoever this is, they ain't putting their trust in human. That's why some people start on their spiritual journey, because they like, okay, these energies right here, it just is lost and confused. And that's not judging people. But when you say you emptied out, somebody that cried, prayed, went to people, you know, asked for help, just chaos and confusion. So this is where the rebirth came in. And this is where people demonize in somebody's rebirth. 9 and 4 is 13. This is a rebirth. So when people talk about they not going back to certain things, that doesn't mean that you hate somebody. That doesn't mean that you hate people. That means that you recognize that, wow, you put these people on the pedestal. Whoever this is, you put people on the pedestal and made people your savior. You made other human beings your savior, right? So you're actually seeing that everybody is imperfect. That's what you're seeing. You're seeing that everybody is imperfect. You can send good energy to people. You can send prayers to people. You can keep your vibrations high. So today will be better than you expect, because everybody has demons. Everybody has temptations. Everybody has demons. So, but some people, as soon as they realize that you do something different than they do, oh, you're the devil incarnate, and they ready to hang you out to dry. So source is saying people are not, whoever this is, they're not judging you at all. They're not judging you at all. They're just not going back to being around these energies, talking to certain people. They couldn't be phony if they wanted to. That's what you have in common with somebody. They couldn't be phony if they wanted to. They couldn't even pretend. That would be an Academy Award performance for somebody. Here we have the Ace of Cups. They haven't graduated to that class yet. Here we have the Ace of Cups here. Somebody haven't graduated to that class yet. And you better hope they never do, because then you wouldn't be able to tell if they have graduated to that class, that you wouldn't be able to tell if they really, really loved you. You could they'd be emptying out to you and be lying right in your face. You hope they never graduate to that class. So I'm seeing here, Ace of Cups here, a new beginning for you. You're now, instead of you going to people in the flesh, to talk to people in the flesh, trying to hit all four corners. I tried this, I tried that, I tried this and that, and nothing worked. You're bypassing the devil, and you're going straight to a higher power, which is source, the creator, whatever your higher power is. And now that's where I'm seeing new love coming across your path. Because you done emptied out everything. I mean, somebody's head is spinning. Somebody's Woo, child. So this is your strength right here. Yeah. Your strength is that your overflow. I'm saying you know how to pour into yourself. This is you knowing how to pour into you. This is your moon sign. You know what your moon sign is. You know how to pour into yourself, right? You don't look like what you've been through. This is you right here. You're taking good memories with you. You've dealt with people resenting you behind your back. You've dealt with that. See, this is what I'm talking about with y'all Leos. A lot of people who were not born Leos, something is new to them. Something is new to them. They're not used to people resenting them behind their back, or at least they may be oblivious to it. But you're a ruled by the sun. Y'all used to shining, Leos. Whoever you are, you're used to shining. Some people, for them, they want to cheer you on. They happily will cheer you on, and watch out for you. They'll have your six. They'll watch out for you and tell you, Leo, watch out for this. Leo, watch out for that. They're not lazy. They're working. Right? Okay. So we only got a few minutes here. Okay. Gosh. Okay. I thought I had more time. Anyway, so I'm just looking at my clock as I'm reading these cards here. So you could be used to people talking about you behind your back. Because again, you're ruled by the sun. Okay. All right. So we have a lot more time now. Leos, I had to make some more room on the camera. So, okay. So your energy here is, like I said, we have the 9 of Wands and 9 of Coins. So that lets me know that someone not only decided that they did not want them to come back in a religious setting, but they also wanted to cut them off financially, completely end them financially. Somebody resented someone to the end, that they wanted to end them financially, and they wanted to end them in the religious community, right? That's right here. That's if somebody resented somebody that much, they wanted to end them. So what's hidden in the 6 of Cups is death, right? And this Ace of Cups and the 6 of Cups brings us the 7 of Cups, which brings us to snake energy. So people were saying that this person is a snake. They're not welcome back here, this kind of stuff. So basically, somebody was not willing to get to the root of anything. That's when you don't see the Ace of Coins here, Ace of Pentacles here. Somebody was not willing to get to the root of something, right? So some people, in order for them to get their rest, they're just saying they're just done. They're okay with people, demonizing them or whatever. Let people think whatever, right? So as far as you're concerned, this right here, you're closing out a cycle, like in terms of letting people into your spiritual beliefs and spiritual or religious beliefs, but you're also closing the door when it comes to letting people know about your money. Something about your money and your spiritual or religious beliefs, because you're hearing too many people being demonized, right? It literally is like knowing that people are doing good for people, but then there's, no matter what they do, they're being demonized. So a person can hear a clip of something, and then all of a sudden they ready to pounce on ending somebody's money or ending someone's spiritual walk or their spiritual journey, right? So and so for you, you're just like, okay, you're just done. You're tired of the resentment, the something, whatever, because you're on your path. You're on your path, again, being ruled by the sun. So high vibrations only for you, and you're keeping people out of your business. You got to recognize people have different assignments. Some people's assignments is to take it down to the lowest frequency, to help people say, hey, if you're still alive, it's time for you to get up. Don't stay in the house. This person right here stays in the house. This person don't want to come outside because they've been resented so much that they just become a homebody, right? So they don't want to be in these circles. They don't want to have nothing to do with these circles because they've had the same thing happen over and over and over again. So these people want to see a public hanging. Whoever this energy is, This is what you may have in common with somebody, is that these people want to see a public hanging. For some people, they don't even want to be bothered. It's not fear, because you're dealing with an energy. When you see water in cards, you're dealing with energies who can send back the same energy that they receive. That's what you're dealing with. But some people like chaos. Some people thrive in chaos, confusion, and drama. Some people love all of it. They love all the show, the theatrics in religious settings. And some people don't. Some people really go to just sit down. They just want to be in receiving mode, get whatever they need, and say, okay, that's going to help them throughout the week. Some people like all the theatrics. Oh, who was arguing with whom, and what was the latest gossip, and all that. Some people don't want to be... So somebody is no longer talking about their money, and somebody's no longer talking about their religious beliefs about whatever, or your spiritual beliefs about something. You're not doing that anymore. You're not talking about who you watch, who you connecting with, you protecting your kids, whoever. This is going to be part of your legacy. So, because there's a lot of money. There's a lot of money at stake here. Looking at the cards here. A lot of money at stake here, and we're seeing it all over social media. You could literally meet some people that you feel like are really genuinely good leaders, right? And you're just like, not them. You're not, why people are targeting them, and you could really just be like, that's why some people are now in your rebirth stage. You're saying, okay, I'm just going to send out good energy to people. I'm going to send out good energy to people. Yep. Here we have the Four of Cups here. So this could be you. You could feel like your back is against the wall, but you just really need to tap in. So I feel like it's going to be part of your legacy to just kind of. So I feel like just kind of round table discussion is happening here. This is the Six and the Four of Cups here. A divine group of energies, maybe possibly getting together and just kind of sort of maybe pooling resources together in the physical sense, right? And pouring into each other. I feel like this is what's happening here, because people are starting to see that no matter how much you pour out, so many people have the same thing in common. This right here, the Four of Swords. So many people have the same thing in common. I remember years ago, I used to be on Facebook. I mean, I have a Facebook page now, but I remember years ago, I used to be on Facebook. And I remember putting something up there about yoga. It was just a comment like Pilates or yoga or something like that. I put up there a comment about something Pilates and yoga. And a couple of people commented that was demonic and evil. I was like, if blocked. Source is trying to help somebody to see, that's the reason why some people, don't share certain things on on platforms, because their intentions can be sincere to help people, but then here come, Yeah, here we have High Priestess. You're starting to tap into your own intuition. You're starting to tap into your intuition. This is High Priestess. Everybody has intuition. Men and women have intuition. I just heard a man on a podcast really attack a group of men in a religious setting. But that's what some people pounce on. Like some people, they pounce on that. This man had a whole podcast dedicated to attacking the religious community. It could have been because maybe he was attacked in the religious community. Who knows? Who knows? So a lot of people have the same thing in common. They're moving through storms, and they recalling all their power. They're just recalling their power. They're just moving through storms, recalling their power. And so this person who put this podcast up, they have a lot of views and visits. They have a whole lot more subscribers than I do on my channel, but they got a lot of views and visits on a particular video But they were simply responding to some religious stuff that came out on social media, and that's how they were making their money. So your ancestors have a message for you. So even if you kept everything high vibrational, there's still some energies, like I said before, somebody's in a crisis. Somebody's in a crisis. So you're not returning their call. You're not returning their call. Wealth is within your reach, right? You made a lot of sacrifices for somebody. You made a lot of sacrifices. Whoever this is, you made a lot of sacrifices for them to stay in the house. Whoever this is, for them to stay in the house, only for them to resent you and do something behind your back with someone who this could have been somebody did something with their mother or a parent, mother or a father. They did something with their mother or father towards you or against you. Whatever word, pick a word, either one. One of them. Right. But you're not, wealth is within your reach. Wealth is within your reach. That's why you want, like I said, people who are operating on the call on their lives. This is why 10th house is so important. 10th is your career and your vocation. Somebody is really focusing on their career and their vocation, right? And so, and pouring into, being very, very meticulous about pouring into family and ancestry line, whatever family and ancestry mean to you, right? But this right here, 4 and 6 would be like divine circle, meaning that whoever source sent to them, that would be the divine, making divine connections, right? That's who people are pouring out to. So you would have to be on a particular frequency, because it doesn't have anything to do with race. It doesn't have anything to do with ethnicity or culture. It has everything to do with what frequency people are on. Right? Because no matter who you have to go to another frequency. Like no matter who you're talking to, somebody is going to resent that you're saying. They're going to think that you're talking about them behind their back. So whatever it is that you're doing. But see, Leos are so used to, in the physical sense, people talking about you all behind your back since you all were kids, because they like, oh, you need to sit down, you shining too bright. But something now is in the spiritual sense, and you're seeing something like, okay, what is this? Hold on. In terms of legacy, somebody had a first impression that somebody could have just wanted you just for like big money. Like this is right here, somebody, you could have felt like somebody just wanted you for big money. And so now that their back is against the wall, somebody could have said, oh, their back is against the wall, they pouring everything out. Now they talking about God and spirituality and religion, and they trying to make connections with people and all that, until you realize, no. Till you realize they still ain't coming back to certain things. They still not going back to certain environments. They have completely made a rebirth. Once you've been demonized, this is what you're realizing. Once you've been demonized for wanting to go higher in source, in the creator, and you want to learn and grow your knowledge, just like literally you going from like I was about to use sports as an example, but let's use something else for example. Let's say you go from novice to being an expert at something, like subject matter expert at something, right? And so you're trying to go to the next level, and you're making sacrifices to go to the next level. You're studying more, you're reading more, and people are like demonizing you because, oh, you don't hang out like you used to. We used to go out, we used to do this and that. And now you're like, no, I'm trying to go to the next level. I'm trying to go to the next level. And on your journey, people are assuming all kinds of stuff, throwing money at you, throwing this at you, throwing that at you, throwing this and that. And you're trying to go to the next level, right? And people are resenting you because they feel like, okay, you never come out the house. But let's all take a guess. Let's take a guess as to why, right? They must resent us. And you don't resent anybody. You're trying to go higher in your vibrations, We're not talking about just being positive. You're trying to go higher in your vibrations. You're not trying to get high. You're trying to go higher in your frequency and higher in your vibrations, right? You don't resent people. Here we have your peace is paramount. Your peace is paramount. So here we have make a list of pros and cons, whoever you are. So more money is coming soon for whoever you are. And so Angel Raphael, the healer and protector of travelers, is with you. And so it's time to expand your brand, whoever you are. But that's what you have in common with people. You're trying to go higher in your spiritual journey, right? But once you've been demonized for like, okay, I can't go hang out with my friends anymore because they think I'm better. You know, I think I'm highfalutin. So it's just saying at that point, that's when it's time to cut off time. Like, no, you're trying to make sacrifices to make some stuff happen. And that's what you have in common with people. That's what you have in common with people. You're, like I said, you're recalling all your power with harm to none. You wish no harm to anybody. You're just trying to travel through storms in life and you don't wish anybody any harm. So something is going to be an immediate return to sender. People are wishing you harm because you're really trying to make sacrifices. This 6 and this 4 right here, you could be easily thriving behind closed doors while other people are really in the 10 of swords. They really care about what people are saying about them behind their back. You don't care. And that's what you have in common with some people. Some people don't care. They like, okay, they're at peace with themselves behind closed doors. People sending them evil eye and everything. So something is becoming clear to you. It's becoming real clear. Your next love interest will make you happier. They can sit there and send an evil eye until their eyes pop out. You do not care. Woo. Yes. So you're going through a rebirth. Oh my goodness. Whew. So yeah, something is becoming clear to you. Why would anybody go back into any place that tried to break you? Why would you do that? Yeah, you're going through, you're right here, sacral chakra. The pleasure is all yours, right? That's what you're saying, right? People feel like it's a pleasure to meet you. You feel like it's a pleasure to meet them. But you also know how to purge. That's when you say it's nice. It was nice to meet you. But, you know, you made too many sacrifices. You like, it was a pleasure meeting you. Even if they met you in the spiritual realm, it was a pleasure meeting you. But you like, it's going to be a no, dog. It's going to be a no. That's what people's like kind of part ways in the saying, like, Nah. Some people would rather go straight to source. So somebody's in a crisis. I don't know who's in a crisis right now. Just like sending good energy their way. Send good energy their way. But that's what I'm saying for you. Some people still talking about you trying to find yourself. That had nothing to do with you. You focusing on you. That's what I have for you, Leo. So I'm sending you all lots of good energy. And like I said, if y'all happen to see some good decorations, be very mindful. Like before you post that kind of stuff on social media, you know, those are pictures of people's homes. Because I have seen some lovely, lovely decorations. And I'm like, oh my God, these people are really creative. Like these people are going all out decorating their homes. Like, okay, nice. But wealth is within your reach here. Wealth is within your reach. So you won't be returning some people's calls. And I don't know who that is or on any of that. I have no idea. So that's what I have for you. See you in the next video. Bye.